Hey guys, we seriously need to get into this because Trisha Paytas has officially called out Colleen Ballinger, and it is a lot. Recently, Colleen went on a podcast to talk about her cancellation, and meanwhile, Trisha sat down with Moses on a new episode of Just Trish to break down everything Colleen said and how she seemed to be downplaying what actually happened during her cancellation and all the things she's been called out for. And trust me, we're going through everything that was brought up. So, last week, Raven and her wife Miranda, who co-host a podcast, uploaded an episode titled Exclusive. Colleen Ballinger tells her side. Their original title was Colleen's Actual Apology, but they ended up changing it after the comments pointed out that Colleen only apologized in the episode after Raven literally told her she needed to. They opened the podcast by saying it was their first time meeting Colleen, and that, in their opinion, enough time had passed since her cancellation for her to reflect and maybe have a more human conversation beyond the headlines, which, fine. But the moment that video went live, the backlash hit instantly. People weren't happy they gave Colleen a platform, and even less happy with how the whole conversation unfolded. Colleen tried to justify that her Miranda Sings character was never intended for kids, which confused a lot of people because if she knew children were watching and didn't adjust the content, that honestly makes the situation worse. She also claimed she didn't understand the power dynamic between her and her fans, which felt like yet another round of "I just didn't know better," something she kept repeating throughout the episode. She admitted that certain things were wrong or looked bad, but she kept insisting that her intentions weren't how people interpreted them. She also brought up the ukulele video, which wasn't an apology at all, where she angrily played that ukulele instead of taking accountability or apologizing for anything that had surfaced about her. She said she never should have posted it, but what's interesting is that the video is still up. If she truly regretted it, wouldn't she remove it? Some people argue that deleting it would make her look like she's hiding something, but honestly, she could take it down and acknowledge in a new video, "I never should have posted that," and everyone would understand, and maybe even question why it took her so long. You know what I mean? Anyway, they also brought up her friendship with Jojo Siwa, since a lot of people have felt that the age gap made the whole dynamic inappropriate. Colleen defended it by saying they're basically family, and Jojo is like a sister to her, even though she literally already has a sister. Overall, people felt this whole podcast was designed to reframe the narrative, to make what happened with Colleen seem less severe or somehow less bad on her part, because, according to her, none of it was intentional. But honestly, it still sounded bad. Even based on what Raven and Miranda said, the way they asked questions and talked about what's been said online about her, it sounded bad. And even Colleen admitted it sounded bad. But at that point, shouldn't it have been bad enough that they didn't want to do the interview at all? Like I said in my last video, the whole thing came across as very calculated, something her team likely pushed for. She mentioned in a vlog that she'd been wanting to speak out for a while, so her team probably reached out to a few podcasts she hoped to appear on to have this specific conversation. And apparently, Raven and Miranda agreed. I don't know why, but they did. Fast forward to this week, and now Trisha Paytas has stepped in. She and Moses sat down on her channel to react to the entire situation. Moses pointed out that it genuinely felt like Miranda and Raven were there to soften Colleen's image rather than hold her accountable. They also called out that Colleen never directly apologized unless someone pushed her to, and they described her answers as super vague and surface level, like someone trying to look remorseful without actually taking responsibility. They then discussed the whole underwear situation, where
I was shocked. I mean, the interviewers were literally handing her the talking points as she was going through it, because we know she's not going to apologize. She's not going to say anything different. She's exactly the same where she was all throughout this process. But the way they were like trying to give her excuses and instead of just asking questions, they were giving her the talking points.
I think people want an apology. I think people want for you to acknowledge the things that happened on stage. I hope that you give that to them.
I agree with you. I think that they do want an apology, and I am sorry.
Colleen tried to claim she thought it was inappropriate, but a fan begged her for it. And she was just trying to be nice to her fans, and it wasn't what it sounded like. Trisha pointed out that Colleen even tried to shift blame onto Adam.
I loved giving away gifts to my fans online, so I would send them like a bobby pin of Miranda's or a lipstick of Miranda, an old shirt, you know. Usually it was to encourage them to donate to a charity event that I would do every year. But I loved giving out stuff. And so I was doing a live stream like I did pretty often, and I was opening up a box of clothes that I had bought, and in it was this underwear bra set that I didn't order, and it was we were all laughing about it. So everyone in the chat was laughing about it, me and my friend, and he actually put it on over his clothes and was like, "Look at this," and we were laughing about it. And there are people in the comments saying, "Oh, send that to me, send that one to me," and we were like, "We're not going to do that. That's crazy." But then there's one fan in particular who kept asking us to send it, and I was like, obviously you can tell in the live, like I'm like hesitant about it because there is a little bit of brains in there somewhere that was like maybe not, because I hesitated. But then I was like, and I didn't send it. I didn't. But then it was just became an inside joke with the fandom, and everyone was like telling me to send it, and he kept asking for it. It was like months of this, and so finally I did, and it was very public and as a joke, and it was like a part of my brain was missing.
When she was the adult in the situation and was the one who offered it first. So here are some clips from the origins of that situation, just to remind everyone.
Don't even talk about it. Like, if you're just gonna keep sidestepping or like just lying about it, just sidestep it completely miss it. If this was a PR interview or any interview, just be like, edit that question out, because like it's proven. There's clips proven. Like that's what I'm saying. When there's like hard concrete, there's no way you can misinterpret it, right? There is a clip originally put out where it looked like Adam McIntyre was asking for underwear on like this like stream that like Corey and Colleen were doing. The clip was edited. In the full clip, they were the ones initiating the sending the underwear of. So it's like, I think that's what's so frustrating, right? There's so many like ways she steps around this, right? It's just like, oh, the things that weren't true. And yes, there's probably some things out there that weren't true, being like, so it kind of takes away from the stuff that was true. But like, why are you keep talking about the stuff that like was proven true?
What actually happened? And Trisha called out how Colleen keeps pushing back against things that have already been proven true.
Oh my God, that makes me laugh. I want to send him something. Do you want the bra, Adam?
Adam, do you want the bra and panties? Tweet right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, Adam, let me know what you want. He's in Ireland. Hi, Adam. I love you. Okay. I'm sending him something. Okay, maybe he'll want the panties. Although then his parents will be like, "You're not allowed to watch who is sending you panties." He'd be like, "Mom, don't worry. I watched a boy wear them online first."
Did that boy win these or not?
I don't know. He has to tell me what he wants. What was his name again? Oh shit.
Adam?
Oh yeah, it was Adam. Yeah, it was Adam.
What did he say? Is he being mean?
He said, "Hi, you have ugly clothes, but I want those ratchet panties and bras signed by Corey because he modeled them well."
Yeah!
And Moses added that Colleen was trying to make everything sound less bad by saying she's a people pleaser who just wants to make her fans happy. Trisha still can't believe Colleen refuses to apologize, and even pointed out that in this podcast, she couldn't manage it either, and they literally had to change the title.
With Adam too, there's like concrete proof in this whole underwear situation. You initiated it, you sent it to him. Done. He was a minor, a child, not a young man, a child. And it's like, okay, you're trying to not have that come up again, so just don't talk about it, because the more times you just say it's a lie, or I think she was like trying to insinuate again that that he wanted it or whatever. It's like,
well, basically she was saying that the way it sounded, that what actually happened is like, she suggested it and then he followed up on that.
Yeah, right.
So basically he was like, oh, are you going to, is it that? So,
and a child, again, mind you, like,
yeah, no, she's the one that's supposed to stop all this. Yeah, but then she was trying to say, I am trying to please my fans, so I do what they ask me to do, and that's my fault that I'm so greatly connected with my fans, and I try to give them what they want, and this is my whole persona.
So yeah, this was supposed to be Colleen's attempt at a comeback, and it is not landing.
So proven, it's so inappropriate, everyone knows it. So either apologize or just don't talk about it, and there's no apology, which should be noted on this episode. Was the title was originally Colleen's actual apology to
Colleen
telling her side of the story. They switched the title, which is
like, tells you everything you need to know. It's like,
because there wasn't, and it's like, I don't know. I think, like, how can you not, even if you hired a PR person or you're trying to do a PR cleanup, how can you just not say sorry?
But that's everything Trisha and Moses had to say about Colleen sitting down with Raven and Miranda. People still can't believe she actually did this. But now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about all of this? What Trisha said, the fact that Colleen even did this interview. Tell me in the comments. I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Oh, bye guys.